days after Jesus died on the cross, he came back to life. More than once, Jesus appeared to his disciples and proved that he was alive. One day, Jesus met his disciples while they were fishing on the Sea of Galilee. Peter and the other disciples got into the boat and spent all night on the water, but they did not catch any fish. The next morning, as the sun was coming up, Jesus stood on the shore. He called out to the disciples, but they did not recognize him. Jesus said, "Men, have you caught any fish?" "No," they answered. "Put your net in the water on the right side of the boat, and you will catch some fish," Jesus said.
The disciples did what Jesus said. So many fish were in their net that they could not pull the net back into the boat. One of the disciples said to Peter, "It is the Lord." Peter tied his clothing around himself and jumped into the water so he could swim to shore. The rest of the disciples traveled in the boat back to the shore. They pulled the net full of fish behind them.
When the disciples got out of the boat, they saw bread and a charcoal fire with fish on it. "Bring some of the fish you've caught," Jesus said. So Peter pulled the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153 of them. "Come and have breakfast," Jesus said. Jesus took the bread and gave it to them. Then he gave them the fish. This was the third time Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from the dead.
Jesus turned to Peter. "Do you love me more than these?" he asked. "Yes, Lord," Peter said. "You know that I love you." "Feed my lambs," Jesus told him. Jesus asked Peter again, "Do you love me?" "Yes, Lord," Peter said. "You know that I love you." "Take care of my sheep," Jesus said. Jesus asked Peter a third time, "Do you love me?" Peter was very sad that Jesus asked him a third time. Peter loved Jesus very much. "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." "Feed my sheep," Jesus said. Jesus told Peter that he would bring honor to God. Then Jesus said to him, "Follow me."
When Jesus first called the disciples to follow him, Jesus had promised to make them fishers of men. Instead of catching fish, they would tell people about Jesus. The disciples had left Jesus when he was arrested and even denied him. But Jesus still wanted to use them in God's plans. Jesus is the Lord who forgives us and makes things right again.